Welcome back to Superbly Said Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
Today we're drawing inspiration from a really powerful SpeakDuo lesson. It's called How Social Media is Designed to Addict You.
Yeah, and we're going to be focusing on some key language from that, specifically words that describe, technological manipulation and this idea of deep engagement.
And if you want to put these new phrases into practice, you can visit SpeakDuo.com. It's a great way to meet people from all over the world.
Right, you can practice on video calls and get more confident with your speaking. So let's just get right into the vocabulary for advanced English learners.
Let's do it. First up, we have the phrase to boil down.
Right. So the basic meaning is to simplify a complex issue down to its most essential part. The source material used it like this. They tend to boil the addiction problem down to just dopamine.
Okay, so how is that different from just saying summarize or simplify?
That's the key question. When you summarize, you're just listing key facts. But when you boil something down, you're implying that you've cut through immense complexity.
After a lot of analysis.
Exactly. To find the single core truth. The one thing that, really drives everything else.
I see. So in a work context, you could say something like, after analyzing months of sales data, the challenge essentially boils down to poor conversion rates in the final stage.
Perfect. It's targeted. But there's a risk of being too simplistic.
Right. So for an IELTS question about personal failure, you could maybe use it to show self-awareness.
How so?
Like, when assessing personal failure, I try not to, but sometimes it's just easier to boil it down to bad luck. It protects my ego in the short term.
Oh, that's a great example. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about a phrase for adding a bit of dramatic flair. The kicker.
Yes. The kicker is that surprising and usually unpleasant detail that changes everything. In the lesson, it was used like this. Dopamine drives behavior, but here is the kicker. Uncertainty doubles it.
And that nuance is so important. The kicker is not just a surprise or a twist. A twist could be good.
Right. A surprise is neutral.
But the kicker almost always means an unexpected disadvantage. It's that final detail that makes a good situation suddenly worse.
The catch.
The catch. Exactly. Like in a work story. The client approved the entire budget, which was fantastic news. But the kicker was they expected us to deliver the project in half the usual timeline.
Oof, yeah, that's a kicker. Or for an IELTS question about a job you hated, the salary was great, colleagues were friendly, but the kicker was finding out I had to work weekends for free.
That would do it. Okay, so all of this manipulation has an intended outcome, which brings us to our next phrase. To be hooked.
This means to be addicted to or just completely captivated by something. The source said, variable rewards are used to keep you hooked on the app.
And we need to be clear, this is much stronger than just being interested or engaged.
Much stronger.
To be hooked implies a compulsive, almost addictive level of focus. You find it hard to stop.
Right. So if you were a product manager, you might actually say, the goal is to redesign the onboarding so new subscribers are hooked within the first 3 minutes.
It's a bit sinister, but yeah, that's the language.
And personally, maybe about a game?
Oh, for sure. Candy Crush got me hooked. I played it obsessively for 5 years. I regret everything.
I feel that. Okay, that intensity leads us to our next idea, which is precision. The phrase is fine-tuned.
Meaning, adjusted very precisely for the best possible performance. The lesson said, slot machines have been fine-tuned for decades to trap your attention.
So let's compare that. How is fine-tuned different from, say, improved or optimized?
Well, optimized is good, but it's broad. Fine-tuned suggests tiny, detailed, subtle adjustments.
Like a delicate balance.
Exactly. A delicate balance achieved over a long time. So, if you said, the algorithm needs to be fine-tuned for regional dialects before we roll it out, it implies a very high level of precision is needed.
And what about for a personal example?
You could use it negatively. My morning routine is not fine-tuned for efficiency. It is unfortunately just random chaos every morning.
I can relate to that. Okay, speaking of chaos, let's talk about an involuntary physical reaction, to lunge.
Right, this describes a sudden forward movement to grab something.
The example from the source was perfect. You hear the sound and immediately lunge for your phone.
And the key distinction here is from to reach or to grab. Reaching is controlled.
Mm.
To lunge is different. It's a swift, aggressive, almost impulsive body movement. It's not just your arm.
It's the urgency. If you just say reach, you lose that compulsive feeling.
Totally. In an office setting, you could say, he had to quickly lunge across the desk to grab the paperwork before it blew everywhere.
A bit of drama. Or you could use it to describe not doing it, like if someone asked if you fight for the bill at a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
I wait. I never lunge for the bill. My hands become very slow and hesitant when the check arrives.
Very clever. All right, next is a term straight from the world of tech and product design, sticky.
Metaphorically, this means something is designed to keep your attention and make you stay. The lesson put it plainly. They prioritize the sticky web that keeps you online longer.
Okay, and this isn't just a synonym for popular or engaging, right?
No, not at all. Sticky is a specific industry term. It refers to features designed to maximize how long you stay on a platform. It's about making it hard to leave.
The opposite of an easy exit? So in a meeting you might hear, we need a redesign focusing on sticky features like mini games to boost our session time metrics by 20%.
Exactly. And you can apply it socially, too.
How so?
Gossip makes a conversation extremely sticky. I'm not proud of it, but it certainly keeps me listening.
That is very true. Let's shift now to the idea of agency with the phrase, of your own accord.
This just means voluntarily, without being forced or asked. The lesson used it to talk about corporate responsibility. Companies are not going to change of their own accord.
Right, and the power of that phrase compared to just willingly is that it emphasizes the action came only from an internal decision, no external pressure.
0. So in a work context, it's high praise. She submitted the competitive analysis of her own accord 2 weeks early. It showed incredible initiative.
It really does. And personally, it's often about admitting you're wrong.
Yeah. I am stubborn, so I rarely apologize of my own accord. I usually need a gentle push.
I think a lot of us can relate to that. Okay, finally, an essential idiom for starting any new job, to learn the ropes.
This means learning the basics of how to do a job. The source was simple. Be patient with him. He is still learning the ropes.
And its origin is from sailing, right? Learning how to handle the ropes on a ship.
That's it. And that's why it's more specific than training. To learn the ropes is to master the unique, practical skills you need to become independent in that specific role.
Right, to become self-sufficient. So a manager might say, we won't put the new hire on client calls until she's had a few weeks to properly learn the ropes of our internal systems.
Makes sense? And it can also describe a learning style.
Go on.
I learn the ropes better by just trying and failing. I almost never read the manual.
The hands-on approach. Okay, we've covered 8 fantastic phrases. I think it's time to test how well they've, stuck.
I agree. Let's do a quick quiz. We'll give you a scenario, a question, and 3 options.
All right, first one. Question 1. Boil down. The complex debate about screen time essentially boils down to how we manage our attention.
What does boil down imply about the debate? Option A, it simplifies a complicated issue to its most essential element. Option B, it reduces the importance of the topic to a trivial matter. Or option C, it escalates the conflict by introducing irrelevant arguments.
Feel free to pause here if you need a moment to think.
And the answer is option A. It simplifies a complicated issue to its most essential element. Remember, we said the addiction problem is often boiled down to just dopamine.
Exactly. Question 2. The kicker, the app is free to download, but the kicker is that you have to pay to unlock the basic features.
In this context, the kicker refers to option A, the technical glitch that prevents the app from working, option B, the surprising and often unpleasant detail that changes things, or option C, the initial advantage that draws users to the product.
Think about that unexpected disadvantage we talked about.
The correct answer is option B, the surprising and often unpleasant detail that changes things, like our example where the kicker was that uncertainty doubles the effect of dopamine.
Right. Question 3. Hooked. The game uses variable rewards to ensure players are hooked within the first few minutes.
If players are hooked, are they? Option A, mildly entertained but willing to quit at any time. Option B, intensely captivated and unable to stop playing. Or option C, confused by the complex mechanics of the gameplay.
Pause if you need to think about the difference between being engaged and being truly hooked.
The answer is option B, intensely captivated and unable to stop playing. Remember being hooked on Candy Crush for years? That level of compulsion.
I do. Okay. Question 4, fine-tuned. The algorithm has been fine-tuned over years to predict exactly what content keeps you scrolling.
Something that is fine-tuned has been, option A, adjusted precisely to achieve the best possible performance. Option B, created hastily without regard for long-term consequences. Or option C, overhauled completely to serve a different purpose entirely.
Remember that sense of detailed, minute adjustments.
The answer is option A, adjusted precisely to achieve the best possible performance. Just like slot machines that are fine-tuned to trap your attention.
Okay, halfway there. Question 5, lunge. When the notification sound pinged, he felt an impulse to lunge for his phone across the table.
To lunge describes a movement that is option A, slow and hesitant. Option B, sudden and forward thrusting to grab something quickly. Or option C, calculated and steady.
Think about that aggressive whole-body movement.
It's gotta be option B, sudden and forward thrusting to grab something quickly, that impulsive reaction to lunge for your phone.
Exactly. Question 6, sticky. Social media platforms prioritize sticky features that prevent users from logging off easily.
In a tech context, a sticky feature is one that option A is difficult to navigate, option B is essential for security, or option C is designed to capture attention and extend user duration.
Remember the specific industry meaning of sticky.
The correct answer is option C. It's designed to capture attention and extend user duration. They prioritize that sticky web to keep you online.
Perfect. Question 7, of your own accord. The user decided to delete their account of their own accord, not because they were banned.
Doing something of your own accord means doing it. Option A, accidentally. Option B, reluctantly after warnings. Or option C, voluntarily and without being forced or asked.
Think about that internal decision versus external pressure.
The answer is option C, voluntarily and without being forced or asked by others. Companies won't change of their own accord, right? They need that pressure.
Absolutely. And our last one, question 8, learn the ropes. It took the new moderator a few weeks to learn the ropes of managing the online community.
To learn the ropes means to, option A, master the fundamental procedures and duties of a job, option B, rewrite the guidelines, or option C, establish authority over others.
Focus on mastering those essential job-specific skills.
That's gotta be option A, master the fundamental procedures and duties of a job. You have to be patient while the new hire is learning the ropes.
You got it. That wraps up our quiz.
And that wraps up our deep dive into these 8 advanced vocabulary items.
Yeah, we really encourage you to start integrating these into your own conversations. Try using the kicker instead of just the surprise.
Or describing a system as fine-tuned instead of just optimized. That precision makes a huge difference.
It really does, and the best way to get comfortable is through practice.
For sure. Head over to SpeakDuo.com to connect with other learners and put these lessons into action.
We look forward to seeing how you apply this new vocabulary. Until next time.